I got my PR when I was 39 years, and at the point of applying, I was 38 years. You can still get your PR even if you are 35 and over. Don't let anybody make you think that because you are older or you are above 30, you cannot get your PR. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 mistakes you should be avoiding if you are 35 and over and you're planning to apply for PR in Canada. I'm not an immigration consultant, but I will use my journey also support you in your journey to becoming a permanent resident in Canada. People often may underestimate the influence age has on their application processes. As much as it does not prevent you from getting your PR, you begin to lose some points, especially if you are going through the express entry system, right? So your age may reduce your chances of getting the opportunity to apply for permanent residence. So in the express entry system, after 30, you begin to lose points at every birthday. So by the time you turn 35, 39, your score would have really reduced, right? And so you need to be very strategic about it. You need to find other ways of increasing your score and increasing your chances of being called to apply for permanent residence. Okay, so some of the strategies that I used was that I already had a master's degree, right? So when you have a first degree, a second degree, PhD, you get different points for those certifications. When you have a master's degree, you get a higher score than if you have a first degree. So if you already do not have a master's degree, something you may want to look at to increase your score because you are losing points on the side of age. I had a master's degree, so adding that, even though I was 38 at the time of being in the express entry pool, because I had a master's degree, gave me more points. So if you're coming with your spouse, you do not say that because I'm the principal applicant, I will only take the language proficiency test, right? If you're doing IELTS, ensure that your spouse is also taking the IELTS because their language score adds to yours. And then you also let your spouse do their credential assessment, which will also add points to you. So even if your spouse is not in the express entry pool, because they've done their language assessments, because they've done their education credential assessments, they'll be able to give you more points, which will increase your chances of being called when there's a draw in the express entry pool. Now, the second most important mistake that you should be avoiding is focusing only on the express entry route. If you're 35 and over, one of the routes that you should be researching and focusing on is the non-express entry routes, which is the provincial nominee program. These are programs run by the provinces in collaboration with the federal government to bring in skilled workers per the needs of their economy, which is very advantageous for people who are 35 and over, right? I'll do another video to go much more into these provincial nominee programs. So with these non-express entry routes, you go to the province's website, you find out about the streams available for PR application, you look at when they have their open dates, what skills they are looking for, and whether you're a match for them, and then you apply directly to the province, with that you do not go through the express entry system. For example, we have the streams in Alberta which have different options, you know, for students, for people who want to set up businesses, for people who want to go into farming, so many opportunities. Ontario also has theirs, and so do all the other provinces, right? So you need to go to their websites and find out and apply for them. Don't just rely on the express entry system. So avoid the mistake of just putting all your eggs in one basket and just waiting for the express entry draws and get called up. Do your research, find out about the provincial nominee programs and take advantage of this. Now let's get into the third mistake that you should avoid. Delaying preparing for your English language test or underestimating how much you need to prepare for it. Acing your language test is also going to increase your points, especially if you are going through the express entry pool. Right? You've lost points on age, so ensure that you are acing your English language so that it gives you more points. So let's say, for example, if reading, the minimum that will give you a good score in the express pool is, let's say, 7. Ensure that you are getting 8, you are getting 9, right? So that it puts you at an advantage over somebody who is way younger than you are. A lot of people feel that I've been, you know, speaking English at home. I've been speaking English since I was born, since I was in nursery school. I've done my master's and my PhD in English. What do I not know, right? And then they go and write the test and they fail. Or they feel that, oh, I know English, and so I'll just take 2 or 3 days to prepare. They do not prepare adequately, and unfortunately they go and write the test and they fail. The test is not just testing whether you can speak English on an everyday basis, right? There are lots of strategies that you need to use to pass the test, whether it is the listening, speaking, writing, or reading. It's a matter of speed. It's a matter of your listening ability, how you answer the question strategically and all that. So if you do not practice, you are definitely going to have a hard time doing the tests. You need to really prepare adequately. When you register, you need to use the test questions. You need to use the resources they sent you. Go on YouTube, watch the videos, prepare adequately for it so that you are going to ace it. Now, the fourth mistake to avoid is also not getting your documents on time when it comes to the educational credential assessment. Age is not on your side, and so you need to be able to do everything within the shortest possible time. The earlier you start working on it, you know that the more time you have to be able to get into the pool, to maximize your scores in that particular year and take full advantage of all the points that you can garner. If you do not put in your credentials to be assessed by the right bodies, and let's say it extends to another year, it means that you've entered another birthday and then you've lost points that you could have previously gained, right? Some people wait for the last minute and then they want to now get all the documentations that they need. You are going through an institution, they have their work time, they have the processing times, but things change. Sometimes there's a backlog, there are too many people, and so you need to give enough time to prepare for your credential assessment, especially if you are going to your school to get all the transcripts and everything that you need. Ensure that you are giving yourself enough time to get all these things done. The last and fifth but also important thing that you should avoid doing that could hinder your ability to get your permanent residence in Canada is not preparing your proof of funds early, right? A lot of people feel that they have the amount that they need, for proof of funds, for application and processing fee. I already did that video and I'm going to link it to this video so you can go and watch how much you need to move as a skilled worker to Canada, right? So a lot of people stamp everything in one account ready to show it to the officer, but they want to see 6 months worth of funds. They want to see how long you've been saving the amount of money. Make sure that you're able to show 6 months worth of savings, to make it look legitimate, and not that you just dump the money in there to show to the IRCC officer and then you later go and take everything. When you come to Canada, it will be difficult for you to live. So these are the 5 top mistakes that you should be avoiding or looking out for if you are 35 and over and you want to apply for PR in Canada. 1, make sure you do not underestimate the influence of age, right? And then you make sure that you're strategizing enough so that age does not become a barrier for you. 2, ensure that you're looking into other programs such as the provisional nominee program, non-express entry route. Ensure that you are preparing your educational credentials early enough so that you do not miss another year. Ensure also that you are preparing enough proof of funds and you are giving enough room for the IRS officer to know that your funds are legitimate. Lastly, ensure that you are acing your English language tests and you are preparing adequately for them. I hope that you found this video useful. If you have any comments or questions regarding this topic, please leave them in the comment section. I'll do very well to answer them based on my experience. Don't forget to share this video with others so that they can learn and prepare adequately. To like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.